What's up, people? It is MewMonster58. Welcome back to another video review, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers X Hot Wheels Twin Mill, the Autobot of the two Hot Wheels collaboration figures that Hasbro decided to do. And so this is really cool as a Hot Wheels collector and a Transformers collector. Like this crossover, it definitely ticks the boxes for me in terms of like, especially when I saw how this collaboration was going to go down. So it's really, really cool that they decided to do this. To see Hasbro and Mattel end up collaborating relatively a fair bit recently with the Optimus Prime, Redline Club exclusives, and everything like that. It's really, really cool to see this all around. And so, taking a look at the box here, you can see the very nice twin mill down there. It's obviously more or less meant to sort of look like a carded Hot Wheels, right? Which is why the packaging is very similar to like '07 mainline stuff, right? That we saw from like the Transformers '07 movie, right? He sees a very nice artwork of twin mill both in his robot mode or his, her, I don't care, in his robot mode as well as in his vehicle mode. In the twin mill vehicle mode, obviously the Hot Wheels logo is up there. Then you can see the Mattel logo as well, Transformers right there, the Hasbro logo down there. And then you can really see your obligatory product shots on the back. It does look pretty cool, although I would have preferred a more Transformer style packaging. I understand why they did it this way, and the main reason is obviously due to the fact that they wanted to simulate a sort of carded Hot Wheels, and so I think the packaging is fine. And so without further ado, alrighty, folks, here we have the Transformers X Hot Wheels Deluxe Class Autobot Twin Mill. And I gotta say, this guy looks pretty cool in this Twin Mill mode. So, I'm gonna put a picture on screen right now of what the real-life Twin Mill looks like. Obviously, what they're doing is they're taking the toy, they're making an actual car of it. And then here, what they're doing is they're taking the toy and they're making a car, the Transformers version of that. And so, when it comes to the vehicle mode, obviously, Hot Wheels wants the vehicle mode to look good, and it really does. It represents the car that they're trying to replicate very nicely. And so, at the end of the day, I really do like how this looks. So, taking a look at the vehicle mode, you can see it's pretty small actually. This is a really relatively small size deluxe, like very average. It does look really cool all around. You can see the very nice blue. You can see the blue there, the lighter blue, the details there. It does look very cool. The headlights as well. Obviously, the dual engines, which is why it's called the twin mill. Overall, it looks really nice. You can see the Hot Wheels logo right there on the back. Very nice. Overall, like nothing too crazy, but it just looks really good. You can even see the nice silver for the muffler, the side pipes there. And his accessories really are these. So these come and they can just peg onto each of the mufflers like this, and then we'll do that. So you can see that these look pretty good all alone, and you can see the Autobot logo right there as well. I believe that's on both sides. Yep. So overall, when it comes to the twin mill mode, I think they did a pretty good job of recreating the toy as well as the actual real life car. And then these are the accessories. These transparent, flame effect pieces are pretty damn cool. I really do like this idea of how they did them. And so overall, nothing too crazy. And like I showed you, they just sort of peg on like this. Uh, and like that. Looks really good. Overall, when it comes to this vehicle mode, despite the fact that the plastic is very clear, especially in the windshield part of the car mode, overall, it looks really solid. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to set this guy off to the side, and we're going to do a size comparison. And so, guys, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, he is very much an average Deluxe Class figure. Magnus is a little bit bigger. Like I told you, he is a pretty small Deluxe, but it's not like he's not a relatively the same size. Just a tad bit smaller. But again, an average Deluxe size, I think it's pretty good overall. So, when it comes to the sizing, I have no major issues with it. It just certainly was a little bit smaller than I expected him to be. Alright, guys, now it's time to get into the transformation, which is perfectly fine. There's some parts forming, and so that we're going to get out of the way first. All you have to do is remove the engines. And then from here, what we're going to do is we are going to take the middle section here where the windshield is. We're going to lift this up, we're going to fold this in, and then we're going to sort of rotate this around. Well, actually, I think you have to do that. Then rotate this around, then fold that in. Then from here, what we're going to do, this will become his arm, so you just split these, and then take the legs. You're going to split these open, then you're going to accordion these down. You're going to straighten these out. You're going to fold and split these, fold the foot down, fold the heel out, rotate the foot forward, then fold this back in. Same thing on this side, so you fold that back in, you can fold the foot down, fold the heel out, then rotate the foot around. And then from here, what we can do is the arms. So for the arms, it's going to be pretty simple. So I'm going to rotate them around, push them down like this. You're going to do the same thing here, rotate this around, push them down like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this entire section around, then we're going to rotate the head around, and then we are going to take the chest, put that back into place like so. It'll peg into place, excuse me, like that. There we go. Got the chest in there. Then all you got to do is sort of rotate the hands out, Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers X Hot Wheels Deluxe Class Autobot Twin Mill in his robot mode, and I gotta say, guys, this guy looks okay. He looks alright. There's nothing too crazy about him, but considering the collaboration, I think it's pretty interesting, the route that they decide to go to. But the major issue that I do have with this robot mode, there's two actually, but we'll get into the other one when we get into the articulation, is this. That's very hollow, and that's really lame. I wish there was a way that they could have covered some of this and filled it in. But at the end of the day, the rest of the robot mode looks pretty good, albeit maybe a little bit awkward, but definitely pretty cool. He's really clean. There's nothing really on the back at all. And so at the end of the day, this is a really solid robot mode. Taking a look at the head sculpt here, it does look pretty cool. The yellow visor looks nice. The silver for the face, the blue for the head. And you can obviously see all those details in the vehicle mode come out here. You can see this as well. This looks really nice on the legs. The crotch piece also looks good with that blue piece. And again, he's really clean overall. Like, there's no really external kibble or anything like that to really worry about here. So overall, when it comes to the actual robot mode, it's clean for a collaboration. It's pretty damn good. Again, the only major issue I have, at least for right now, is the hollowness of the legs. They definitely are pretty awkward. But overall, pretty solid, so nothing too crazy to write home about. So, the one thing we're also going to do is we are going to do our size comparison. So we're going to set this guy off to the side. Alrighty folks, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United and Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, when it comes to the actual sizing of this guy, I think he's pretty damn good. He is an average deluxe size. He's a little bit smaller in his vehicle mode in comparison to his robot mode, but when we're comparing him here alongside Magnus, I think they did a pretty good job of sizing him up. Again, he just feels a little small in his vehicle mode, but considering that Magnus is like a truck of some sort, and then, Twin Mill here is, at least at the end of the day, more or less a car, I think they did a pretty good job with it. So overall, when it comes to the size, I have no complaints here. Alrighty folks, from there, it's the accessories, and they're pretty cool. So they're the engines that we got, and then what you can do is you can slide them on here on each of his forearms. Do that like so, and then you can do the same thing here. Like that, and there you go. Then you can have these as like weapons and stuff like that, like flamethrowers. These are pretty cool. I do like this integration of an accessory. Even though it's the little parts form at the end of the day, they did a pretty good job with it, and so that's really, really cool when it comes to the accessories. And so, from the accessories, what we'll do is we'll move right into the articulation. So the head can swivel and do a full 360. It can't really go, side to side or anything like that. Oh, shoulders can do a full 360. Arms are a bit awkward. They can go out, they can go in. They bend 90 at the elbow, and they rotate as well, but they're on like this double joint as well. It's pretty funky. Then you actually have wrist articulation, which is pretty good. You also have full waist articulation, which is great, but the legs are the most awkward part. I don't know, they feel weird. So you kick forward and you can kick back, and then you can bend right there at the knee, and then you can rotate too. But the way that they have ankle rocker, but I don't know, the way that the legs are, because they're really long, I don't know, you just can't get him into as wide of poses as you think you would, despite him having good articulation all around. It's just awkward how they did the legs, and the balancing is just a bit funky because of it too. Even though the heels are there for the feet, I don't know, they just don't balance him super well, like especially when you're doing these really wide poses. But overall, he has solid articulation. It's just the integration of it and how it operates when you're actually trying to get him into some poses does pose a few more issues than I'd like to admit. So at the end of the day, although the articulation is solid, it's hampered by, I don't know, like more or less the proportions and the design of some of the actual parts of the figure itself. Alrighty folks, from here it's the reverse transformation, and so it's pretty simple. So we're going to obviously remove the engine weapons that he's got here. Do that, and we can set those off to the side as per usual. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the legs first. So you can fold the feet in and just rotate the feet in like so. Very simple. Fold the heel up, rotate them around like that. Then you can sort of accordion them, or well, peg them together, rotate this all the way around, rotate this up. Then you can fold this piece out, rotate the head all the way around as well. Then what you can do is you can fold the hands in like so, like that. Do the same thing on this side, rotate them like that, and fold them in like so. Like that, then what you can do, rotate them around, and then you can fold them into the headpiece and just peg them together. Then from here, what you can do is you can take this entire section, accordion it like so. You have to open these up, and then you can accordion these in like so. Then you just fold these back up. Then you can take this section, rotate it all the way around, push this all the way down like this, sort of squeeze everything together. Then obviously, just going to try and make sure it's all good and fine and dandy. There we go, nice snap right there. And then you can take these sections, peg them in like so. Like that, make sure it's all snapped in. And ladies and gentlemen, Here we have the Transformers X Hot Wheels Deluxe Class Autobot Twin Mill back in his Twin Mill vehicle mode. And so guys, for my final concluding thoughts on the Transformers X Hot Wheels Deluxe Class Autobot Twin Mill, this guy is pretty solid. For a collaboration, I think they did a pretty good job, especially because they kept the card, the packaging very similar to how, a regular Hot Wheels would be packaged. And so I think that that's pretty cool. Obviously, one of the biggest things that Hasbro and Mattel wanted here, especially because they collaborated with Mattel, is Mattel really wanted to get the vehicle mode correct. So when it comes to the vehicle mode, I think they did a fantastic job. But what I will say, let's get the bad out of the way. I know we went to the good right away, but let's get some of the bad out of the way. The hollowness of the leg sucks, and the way that the articulation is, despite it being really solid, at the end of the day, there's something with his proportions and his design that just prevents him from balancing sometimes correctly in those really wide poses. But other than that, the good about this is that the vehicle mode is really good, the transformation is pretty simple and fun, the paint job is really, really good as well, the nice wheels are very rollable and very nice in general as well. In addition to that, when you get to the robot mode, it looks really, really solid, it's super clean, there's no extra major kibble. Again, the only major issue that I have with it really is the articulation, the hollowness of the legs. But other than that, I think they did a pretty damn good job of doing a collaboration. I haven't opened the Bone Shaker yet. I do have the Bone Shaker on me. I still need to open it and crack it and, mess around with it for the most part. But at the end of the day, I really do think that they did a solid job here. And so I'm probably going to give this between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. Would I recommend it? Only if you're a Hot Wheels collector or if you just like the collaboration stuff. But other than that, even though it's a solid figure, at the end of the day, this is something I think a good amount of collectors will be able to skip out on without feeling bad about it. And I'm one of those collectors that if I skipped out on this, I really wouldn't feel bad despite me collecting both toy lines. So at the end of the day, I would recommend this figure, but it's not as much of a recommendation as in terms of like, oh, this is a must-have. This is like, if you see it and you want it, I wouldn't regret buying it. But at the end of the day, if you're don't care for these collaborations or anything like that, this is an easy pass. But I did pick mine up on Hasbro Pulse. I think I picked this guy up on Pulse, so I'll definitely leave a link in the description to this guy. If not, I'll also see if I can find links to other places where you can buy this guy online. But in terms of IRL, I think this is an online only release. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, it is. And so there's no real hunting this IRL unless you go to like some third-party toy store or something like that, or local toy shop that might have it. But at the end of the day, this isn't a figure that I would really worry too much about hunting IRL. It's more finding a needle in a haystack at that point. But if you do decide to hunt IRL at some third-party toy shops and stuff like that, I definitely wish you the best of luck in hunting that way. And so I think that's really it. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video review, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.